Hey, good morning. Happy new moon. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to look at the energy for the new moon. So exciting. I always feel very invigorated around new moons because they give us the opportunity to set new goals, plug into new ideas, new way of doing things, refining what is not working in our life to date. And Cancer is such a nice energy because it allows us to do it from the space of nurture and support, which we all need. And especially right now, a lot has gone into retrograde. Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, which I've been talking about Pluto a lot. But both Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces, and it just brings up a lot of feelings and emotions around things that we have to do, the work that we have to do, the changes that we have to make in order to find that happiness and fulfillment. We're really being challenged on a soul level right now. So just as a heads up, it will be a little bit difficult. You know, be gentle with yourself. Give yourself the necessary love, care, patience, gentleness that you would want to receive from another. And that is what Cancer energy is all about. It's mama love. It's feeling stable and supported in your life so that you can go out into the world and accomplish your hopes and dreams. So with that in mind, as always, we'll start off with an energy cleansing. Set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. I'm using a sage smudge bundle soaked in dragon's blood, which really amplifies mental clarity, protection, especially protection around new beginnings, new things that we're inviting into our life. It allows us to have that awareness and clarity that we need, because that Piscean energy with Saturn and Neptune is really kind of making things seem like it's hard to kind of buy into the illusions. Or I should say it's easy. It's easy to buy into the illusions. It's hard to see things clearly. We're being forced to trust our instincts, but making sure it's coming from a space of truth and clarity versus illusion and fear and doubt and anxiety. If something is stirring up those emotions within us, we need to take a step back and really look at where they're coming from. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right, I think we're ready to go. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is blocking the highest and best messages from coming through. Any fear, doubt, insecurity, lack of worth, lack of value. Cleanse it from our being. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love. Mama Love. Let's go here. Oops. Okay, so let's get into it. So astrologically, we feel really good on the surface level, which is nice. We're getting a little more reprieve from the tension, from the chaos that's happening in our everyday life, but we're still feeling the residual effects of it. A lot of the tension is showing up on a deeper soul level, meaning the places that we have to be more aware and be honest with ourselves and look at the places that do require change, do require some love, some attention, and adjustment, essentially. So we are having heavy influences. Well, I should start off with this. What I was hearing as I was preparing for this reading is it feels really bittersweet. There is grief, there is loss. We're There's a lot of water energy going on right now. Water dealing with our emotions, our feelings, our intuition, those more subtle layers of energy that we don't always see, right? They're more in the etheric realms, I should say, of life, of living. And so it is making us feel a lot of different kind of ways. We have a lot of planetary placements in Cancer and Pisces, like I was mentioning. And some of more of our difficulties are in regards to partnerships, right? It's kind of this this differentiation between like how we empower ourselves, how we honor, respect our wants, our desires, our goals and wishes, and then how that actually shows up in relationships. Are we choosing people and situations that honor the path that we have in front of us, or what our visions are? Or are we really, disempowering ourselves from letting people kind of take over or dictate how we act, how we move. Venus is square to Chiron, so this is one of the major transits that's manifesting today, and it is going to grit on our emotions, on our feelings a little bit. The places that I hear it as grief, like we're releasing and we're letting go some of our hopes, our dreams, our visions around things with people, with situations that we do have to release. There is a lot of grief there, and it feels uncomfortable. Venus wants everything to be happy and good and love. And yes, I think that we can release things with love, but there still is that grief component, or that part of us, it's all about perception, that part of us that really is struggling with the changes that we have to make. And again, a lot of this tags back to our self-empowerment. And I'm hearing this in this way of being confident, being strong within yourself, and not questioning that. Because I feel like our perception of ourself has been off. It's been askew. You could have been around people or influences that have made you think or believe you're not who you are. And I feel like in the collective, we're still combating some of this right now. Things are popping up, especially in regards to new interaction, new situations that are coming in that are really testing our level of empowerment, like how much we have learned, how much we are really willing to block out the noise, block out the chaos, and listen to what we want, not second guess ourselves, not hesitate on what's in front of us. In Aries right now is the North Node and Chiron. So it's all about our healing and our evolution, getting to that next level. What does that mean? Well, we have to take inventory of what's going on in our life. What are we putting ourselves into that is really distracting, that's holding us back, right? Holding us back from making those changes, making those steps that we've been desiring, inviting things into our life that we want to experience. And when we're engaging with people, situations, energies that really prevent us from that, those are the things that need to be looked at. There is this emphasis as well on how we're showing up in our community, in our environment, in our business. Obviously, with this midhaven, it's like the pinnacle, right? So I feel like we're still in this process of working towards what that success looks like for us. There is some refinement coming through, and I feel like a lot of this refinement is tagging back to what we are experiencing in the day-to-day with people, places, and things. So again, more of that testing energy is what I'm hearing. Making sure that you're not diverting from your path. Maintaining this vision. Don't walk away from the pinnacle of your success, from what you've been working so diligently on to draw in, especially because of the way people or situations are making you feel. Yeah, this is all about tapping into that creative nature. And I love that this new moon is in Cancer because when we're able to connect with our emotions, our feelings, we really end up birthing very beautiful works of creation. However that manifests, you don't have to consider yourself an artist, but there's so many different ways that we create, and it really is our soul. It really is our soul's call for evolution. You know, creation really connects us with our purity of consciousness, of endless potential. And it's hard because you've been forced through a lot of pain, a lot of sadness with this tower, with this devil. We're all being forced to look the devil in the eye. Ooh. No, but like, just when we have to see parts of ourselves that are really humbling, that we're not proud of, or that are in more of our shadow aspect, we do really have to look at those and overcome. The more that we allow these emotions and perceptions to dictate how we move, how we integrate in our life, the more crazy making it's gonna be, honestly. Like, we really just have to find a way to stay grounded in ourselves. And I think this is like finding those tools that work for you. In my belief, self-love, self-care is the best foundation we can create for ourselves. It allows us to be more in tune with who we are, with what we want. So when the challenges come up, we can respond from a place that feels authentic to us. So breathing techniques, meditation, specifically transcendental meditation, things that allow you to feel balanced in your day-to-day. Going to bed on time, getting enough rest, eating the right foods, etc. There's so many things that Ayurveda recommends in terms of just like living a balanced life. And when we implement those things, whether you want to be into Ayurveda or not, no problem. It helps us navigate those messier things, those devil parts of ourselves. This is the second time that the Emperor came up. Actually, I did a video yesterday and the Emperor came up in the same spot, but I didn't end up uploading it. So, we have to be really structured with our focus, with our discipline, with our balance. That's that part of us that, as much as we want to tap into this creation, which has a lot more freedom and go with the flow type energy, we have to make sure that other aspects of our life are super grounded and regimented in order to kind of take these next steps. Because as we've been seeing with that devil tower energy, it's talking about how things that have fallen apart, things that have broken down, especially recently, or things that you've been dealing with the past couple years, it's providing us the opportunity to overcome. And we don't want to get sucked back into that karma, in that energy again, just because we didn't pay attention, right? Just because we didn't have awareness. There is new beginnings afoot, and we've been seeing this pop up a lot lately. Ace of Wands is talking about how new opportunity. Someone's really attracted to you, really inspired by you. Someone is interested in collaborating with you. If this is love, this is romance for you. Take it how it resonates. It doesn't have to be, but someone's super interested, super attracted to you. There's a lot of there's a lot of fire energy. So messages, communication coming in. Someone, something wanting to begin something new with you. And I think this is not past energy. This feels very new. It feels fresh. It feels inspiring. There's something around it though that's making you hesitant, and I feel like it's because you've had to operate out of this Emperor energy for quite some time. Neptune is in opposition to Black Moon Lilith. So Black Moon Lilith is kind of wild, right? She's like our wild side. And sometimes when we go through a lot of hardship, we self-protect, right? Our defenses are up, etc. And I feel like you've had to put these defenses up because you've had a lot of people in situations trying to knock you off course, knock you off your balance. And so you've had to really protect yourself, making sure that you have the appropriate boundaries. And like I said, this feels really good. It feels really powerful, but you're hesitant about it. You're like, I don't really know, is this my intuition, or is this that Black Moon Lilith just tricking me back into something that I don't want to be a part of? I'm hearing you've had a lot of that lately. You've had a lot of things, opportunities show up, and it seems great maybe on the surface, but then as you get to know it a little bit deeper, it's like not your vibe, right? There's something about it that just feels a little off. And so you keep waiting, you keep kind of doing what you got to do to keep things up and running. King of Swords energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Someone who has really taken their time. I feel like they have been watching you for a while, making sure that it is something or someone that they want to collaborate with. Yeah, new love. Okay, so I love this. New love. Let's just pull one more clarity on. 2 aces. Okay, so 6 of cups. This is someone who feels really like home. That's what I'm hearing. They feel like home. They have that nurture and support. Even though they're kind of vibing as the King of Swords, I feel like they've maintained, like they look at you through that lens of practicality, because this is also someone who's gotten burned along the way. And I feel like they've been waiting for you for a long time. Even if they haven't known you or had their eye on you for a long time, it feels like they've been kind of creating something, ideas, a vision, and you're that perfect piece. And there's fear. There's fear on both ends. You're kind of in this very peaceful, almost like meditative vibe that you're just plugging away, doing your due. And they're watching. They want to see. They want to see if you are really going to be someone or something that is abundant. Yes, there's a lot of fond emotions attached. Like they feel themselves connecting with you. I think there's a little fear around that because they are the King of Swords. They're not used to having someone pull at their heartstrings, right? There's someone who's maybe a little more on the serious end or doesn't really show a lot of how they're feeling, how their emotions. But like I said, you're emanating something that they're really attracted to, that they're very interested in. If this is not love for you, then this can be business, this can be collaboration, community, new friendship, new relationship, etc. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So there are, just as we talked about earlier, this blocked energy is really confirming what we see in the astrology, where there's hesitancy, right? There's fear. There's a lot of emotional energy in the air right now, and we have to sift through it. Sometimes, like, the biggest battle is overcoming, like, our own anxieties, our own fears, our own emotions around something. And I feel like it's from both of you being burned, and maybe you have very similar paths or have had very similar experiences with people in the past. And now Spirit's actually calling you to say, like, overcome, right? Because we have something that is coming in for you that's like empowering, that it feels like the next step is how I'm hearing it. It might not be the finale. It might not be the finale, but it definitely feels the start to something along those lines. And again, it's because of the hard work. It's because of the effort, the time, the diligence, the focus that you have put into it. And because of it, you're closing out this cycle. Yeah, confirmation all across the board. So really beautiful. You're taking new steps. I think you're a little, like we said, this is confirmation all across the board. There is hesitancy, there is fear, there is a little doubt. Try not to let that be your main focal point today over the next couple days. Yeah, just recognize that things take time to grow and build. Things take time to move forward. Not everything has to be in its perfect little package today or tomorrow, right? And especially when we're starting something new. I actually feel like the way things are manifesting is positive. Even though it is slow and steady, that change is going to be lasting. It's going to stay with you for a long time. Yeah, so beautiful. And the more that you understand that, the more that you cling on to recognizing that it doesn't have to be all this perfect little stuff. Like, you don't have to sit there and overly analyze it, criticize it, etc. It's going to be what it's going to be, right? And recognizing, trusting yourself that you have the awareness to see it if it is not meant for you. I really don't see it going that way. 9 of Wands really does kind of talk about feeling more on the defensive, feeling more, just annoyed. That's what I keep hearing. There's a lot of annoyance. Yeah, there's a lot of annoyance. And so there is a tendency right now to self-protect, especially around people, places, and things that we feel are shady or haven't really honored us, or are being, kind of shitty as people are. And just don't plug into it. Easier said than done. What I found is the more that we're able to separate ourselves from those energies, whether it's leaving the conversation, going and taking a break, taking a walk, minimizing your time with that person or situation, the easier it is to not feel so afraid or shut down, self-protected, or even overwhelmed, right? Overwhelmed with how people are acting and behaving. We can't control that, right? We can't dictate how people are going to show up. We got double confirmation on this 6 of Pentacles. Spirit really wants you to focus on continuing to remain balanced, continuing to have that reciprocity. And I'm also hearing understanding that every piece has its place. Even the ickier things, even the things that we don't like. It's in the perspective of Ayurveda, it's looked at as the dynamism component. So that fuel that we need for manifestation, right? If we don't have that fuel, well, we would probably remain very stagnant, right? And recognizing that just because it doesn't feel right doesn't mean, or I should say, just because it feels uncomfortable, that's a better language. Because if it doesn't feel right, we got to look at that. We got to explore that. But if it doesn't feel comfortable, well, is it our ego? Are we just needing a little, pat to our ego? Or is it really our instincts telling us to move along? Double confirmation on that 6 of Pentacles, double confirmation on the Fool. I'm hearing it's time to move on, right? The bittersweet, what we're leaving behind, it is pulling on our heartstrings. It's making us feel a lot of things, but there's so much beauty and abundance that's coming in. And I feel like this has been a consistent theme, a consistent message. Definitely check out the weekly reading and this one today. And I think even just throughout the week, it's been pretty just this Jupiter, this abundance is coming in. And Jupiter is in Gemini. So the way that we have been seeing things manifest, it's starting to change. It's starting to shift. We're seeing the other side of things, our hard work paying off in a more heart-honoring way. So happy new moon. Happy new moon, Cancer. I hope you enjoy. I hope that it really honors your heart, your mind, your soul, even if it does feel a little rough on the emotional front, just know, stay with the emotions, move through them, process through them, do some breathing, meditation techniques, etc. Whatever you ascribe to in your self-care practices, it's going to help you transmute that energy, meaning not holding it in your body, in your mind, in your soul, being able to see it, recognize it, process through, and release. All right, thank you for your time and energy always, especially if you've made it this far in the reading. I super appreciate you. Definitely drop comments below. I love to hear how it resonates, or if you want a little love and TLC, I am here to support. Thank you always for your support for me and my channel. Sending all the love and blessings your way.